I'm going to go over the spiritual root of your burnout, and it is not what you think. I am canceling the Untamed Oracle, and it is my goal to present to you information that's going to remove the mystery around why so many women are experiencing burnout, fatigue, and different types of illnesses and symptoms showing up in our body, and we do not know why. Now, let me first start off by sharing a statistic so that you'll see how immense this work is. 80% of women report feeling consistently drained. 1 in 4 women will be diagnosed with an autoimmune condition. This is not a coincidence. You've tried the green juices. How many juices do you have? I have 2. How many smoothie makers and portable smoothie makers and all types of machines to cold press this and that? I mean, I have a kitchen full of them. The yoga, the meditation apps, I've tried it all. But why are we still so fucking tired? Why does the brain fog feel like a permanent state? Why does your body feel like a collection of mysterious aches and flares that doctors and even lab work cannot make sense of? Here is the secret no one is telling you. This isn't a personal failure, sis. It's a generational inheritance. Trauma is not what happens to you, but what happens inside you as a result of what happened to you. That is a quote by Dr. Gabor Mate. And that what happens inside you, it gets passed down for generations. Women have been the shock absorbers of society. We have absorbed the pain, managed the emotions, held the families together, and smiled all while doing it. The burden has a weight, and it lives in our bodies, in our wombs, and in our nervous system. Your body is not a traitor. Your body is not trying to betray you. Your body is an oracle. The fatigue that feels like something is sucking the soul out of you, that's not laziness. That is your life force on sacred strike, refusing to leak one more drop for a world that doesn't cherish the energy that you invest. That ache in your hips, that's not just a tight muscle. No one told us that this is access to the vault. These are the pillars that not only hold up the entire body and womb space in which we are able to conjure souls and create into human beings to populate the planet, but it is the vault of your soul holding the unspoken grief and stifled creativity of your maternal line. Your body isn't breaking down. It's speaking up in the only language it has left. And that language is symptoms. It is sending you memos. And if you don't answer, it will send you emails, notifications, and alerts. If you ignore this, it will send a fucking fire alarm in the form of burnout, which is all too often what happens before we wake up and are catalyzed to change it. So my question is, are you finally ready to listen? Now there's a glimmer of hope. The last thing that I want to do is create content that leads to hopelessness and doesn't give practical, tactical, simple, soft life solutions. And that is the goddess codes and the somatic key. This is where the old paradigm of just think positive fails us. You cannot affirm your way out of a wound that is stored in your tissue. You need a somatic key to unlock it. This is the work of somatic exorcism, the sacred practice of evicting the stored trauma, the ancestral stories, and the patriarchal programming from your very fascia, which is the connective tissue that moves through every fiber of your being. And this is where your unique soul's blueprint comes in. Your path isn't random. You are being called by a specific goddess frequency to lead to your healing and the capacity to end generational trauma and shift the paradigm to anchor the new earth. Now, I know that sounds like a huge makeover, and it is, but I'm not going to structure this in a way that's going to require you to give more energy than you have to give. So I want you to consider something. Are you an oracle, here to decode your body's deepest messages? Or are you a Lilith priestess, here to reclaim your power and sever the cords of codependency? Are you a Sekhmet warrior, here to alchemize your rage into unshakable vitality? Or are you an alchemist, ready to integrate it all and be a guide to others? Your specific pain patterns, symptoms, and fatigue holds the code to your specific power. You don't have to figure this out alone like I did. I created a quiz that you can take to actually be a mirror for your soul, to show you what's happening on a spiritual level inside of your body, and not just the body, but on a mind, body, soul level. This is the Untamed Sister Initiation Quiz, and it contains 44 questions, 36 to 44 questions, because I have changed this quiz throughout this journey, and this is something that I will continue to do if necessary to make sure that I am giving you the most effective way to get to the root of things. In just a few minutes, it will help you decipher your body's messages and reveal your dominant goddess archetype, the one who holds the key to your sovereignty. And I'm going to tell you, this is not woo-woo. This is not that new earth, new age shit that leads to nothing. This is the clarity that I wished someone would have given to me. And this is the next step. Being able to actually listen to your body and consistently devote yourself to showing up for yourself, that's the game changer. That's when you become more magnetic. That's when you don't have to put a whole lot of effort to get just a little bit of crumbs from whatever it is you are desiring to manifest in your life. So when you take this quiz, once you join our Untamed Sister Coven in the Skool community, you're not just getting a result. You're stepping into a village of sacred space with women who were possibly burned alive in a past life. Because one thing that I have discovered in doing many Akashic record readings is that a lot of these symptoms are connected to past lives and the way that we were treated and the way that we ended up leaving our body. And for so many of us that grew up in homes where we had to walk on eggshells to be safe, where we had to be quiet to be safe, we had to acquiesce, we had to be seen and not heard, we had to be good. And even after doing all of that, becoming experts at people-pleasing, codependency, fawning, and ended up living in survival mode, now our body is back to start a revolution. And that revolution is one of alchemy. So I want you to get your personalized archetype report. All you have to do is follow the link. And not only am I going to help make the connections for you, these things cannot be found in a laboratory. This is a metaphysical, spiritual form of psychic work. I'm also going to share with you 2 very simple rituals. And the reason it's only 2 is because many of us, due to all of these things that we're experiencing and all of the responsibilities we have, we start things and we don't finish them. And that oftentimes leads to us feeling disappointed in ourselves, doubting ourselves, not having self-confidence, and just feeling like, you know what? Why do I even fucking try? Because I never finish anything that I start. And I know how terrible that feels. That one thing will distort your perception of your self-identity. And when your self-identity, when your self-concept is rooted in your traumas and is connected to the shame and the guilt that we often feel for not being able to be the high-functioning women we were programmed to believe we were supposed to be, that's going to distort everything in your reality. And for those of us who are parents, wives, and grandparents, business owners, entrepreneurs, those of us who are working in corporations, healthcare, we touch everybody that we touch. And so if we are not able to complete something that we start, we stay stuck in that trauma loop that I call a holographic reality. Hollow as in empty. It's just this emptiness that we feel no matter what we do. And a lot of the things that once brought us joy feel flat and we become numb. And this is our way of disassociating in an effort to survive. So for us to get out of survival mode, we need to have something that's going to build our confidence, release our stress, allow us to not feel alone in a community of women who not only are walking a similar path as you, but will not judge you, will support you, will encourage you. And this is why the Untamed Sister Coven, I feel, is going to be something that will bless generations to come. Because we do not want to pass this down to our children and our children's children. If you are listening to me, that means that you not only give a fuck about you, but you give a fuck about the connection to everything that you touch. And once you take that quiz and you got those 2 rituals, I want you to challenge yourself for 21 days to do those 2 rituals. And it's not going to take more than 30 minutes. And that is a very little time to invest compared to how much time and energy you have invested in failing dysfunctional relationships, careers that drain you, corporations that do not care about you, and systems that were set up to see you fail. That is not what we're doing over here. We are done with that. We are done with the poisons of patriarchy. So I want you to follow the link in the description or bio, depending on where you're watching this. And when you get there, introduce yourself. Drop a picture. This is going to help you to feel a connection with the others that are already there. It doesn't matter when you find this video or when you begin. As long as I'm able to continue doing what I'm doing, I'm going to make sure that this content is available to you for absolutely free. And once you are done with the 21 days, I want you to let me know. I've done this 21 days, even if it's not consecutive, because I understand sometimes life starts lifing and shit happens and you just can't get around to it. And that's why I wanted to keep it at a maximum of 30 minutes out of the 24 hours that we are given in a day to give you more ability to actually complete something that you start. One of the best feelings in the world was for me to complete something that I started. And every single time I complete something that I start, there's a version of me that I've been trying to affirm and intellectualize my way into that I could not embody. But once I got this, once I unlocked the codes, once I discovered on a neurological level, I can rewire my mind by what I consistently do, and that I am a bank. And what I invest in myself is going to determine what can be withdrawn from the universe. And that connection alone has given me more power than many of the other things that I've tried. So I'm going to leave everything in the description box. That is all that is required of you. I will be waiting and watching for you to join. I am excited for you. Y'all have no idea how important this is. And I believe that the legacy that we create by healing our sister wounds, by coming together in a safe space within a chaotic world, is actually going to shift the energy on this planet. I believe that 1,000%. And I want you to know your body has carried these stories long enough. It's time to write a new story, a story of sovereignty, of pleasure, and a story of power. And I truly believe that your body is also an oracle. Your pain is your portal, and it's time for you to walk through it. So click the links, and I'll be waiting on the other side to welcome you with all the other sisters who are joining our Untamed Sister Coven in the sacred rebellion of taking back what is sovereignty in the body of a woman.
I got this sacred fire.